Welcome back to Old Fox Racing PlayStation. I do apologize for this bug, which happens every time that I try to rewind the action. I don't know if any of you have seen this bug before in Project Cars 2 replays. If you know how to solve this, please do let me know. But it's fairly annoying because these impromptu replays are often require fast forwarding or basically rewinding. Now we were with race leader Darren Head and we were on lap 2 of this race. He is half a second ahead of Joey English, and this is more or less where we were. Andrew Dalby in 5th place. Then was Gonçalo Mota. Look at Scott Davely. Look at Gonçalo Mota, sorry, on Andrew Dalby. This is lap 2, and Gonçalo is going on the inside, and he's done it. He goes up into the top 5, but he has to be careful now at the exit, and here comes Andrew Dalby. Recovers the position. Peter Adrian also lost the position to Jumbo there, so lots of action here. But as you can see, the top 9 are checking out from pretty much everyone. Look at this. This is the battle for the lead, and now it is Joey English that is well, we'll try to rewind. I think the issue may be when we rewind more than twice the speed, so we'll crack on and try to do that. We missed this pass for the lead, and this was Joey just coming out of Stowe corner more quickly than Darren, and overtaking Darren on the inside there. And the new leader is now Joey English. Look at that in club corner. He's and someone is there at the back. That's I believe Scott Davely. Scott Davely has gone wide at Stowe corner. But let's go back to the race leader, Joey English, and look at Diogo Silva also trying to get into that battle as well. Lap 2 out of 14, and we have a titanic battle there for the lead of this race. Darren Head is going to go inside here on the woodcut chicane, and he is the new leader. Almost contact there, but absolutely brilliant racing between these top 3. Diogo Silva now just being a bit of an observer there. Here comes Darren Head on the inside of Cobb's corner, and I think he's going to do it this time. No, Joe English is absolutely on it, and he does maintain the lead. But now Darren Head has got a better exit, and he's going to get the inside of Beckett's corner. But Joe English is amazing in defending there, and also amazing in braking late. But now he's got to yield. Almost contact. Now there's contact. There's contact. Here comes Diogo Silva. Now he's going to make it 3 wide, potentially 3 wide. And wow, what a race here for the lead. The top 3 are absolutely on top of one another. Diogo Silva now in 2nd place. Joe English is trying to recover some ground there. He's going on the outside, and he is trying to go on the outside of Diogo, but Diogo is having none of it, and is going to go for 2nd place. Yes, Diogo Silva in 2nd place. Joe English drops to 3rd, and what a race we have here. We had a couple of people lose time, and specifically Gonçalo Mota, who was in 5th place. But look at that, that's nothing between these drivers there, with Simon Allen in 4th. Now is Andrew Dalby is the first one in this group. Andrew Dalby running in 5th place. 6th is Jumbo, 7th is Gonçalo Mota. Look at this, there's a move there by Gonçalo Mota back into 6th place, and here comes Peter Adrian trying to join this action as well in 8th spot. 9th is Scott Davely, and the good news for the rest of the group that was delayed is that at least Jorge Jesus is already recovering some ground, and he's actually very close to the tail end of this group. Let's keep an eye on the battle there for 5th place, as Darren Head continues to lead this race. He did not lead almost any laps in race 1, and he still won it. Now in race 2 he has led almost every lap. Joey English has led 1 lap so far. We are on lap 4. And Joey is now a second behind Diogo. Here comes Simon Allen there. He is 2 seconds behind the leading group. Then is Andrew Dalby, and then it's pretty much everyone there together, with Gonçalo Mota in 6th place, Jumbo in 7th, 8th is Peter Adrian, 9th is Scott Davely, and where is George Zeus? There he is at the back. Now behind these drivers we have Kev Allen in 11th, Joe Almeida has gone up into 12th place. He is no longer last, and he is surely getting very close to Kev Allen as well, because Kev is running wide there at different corners. Let's go back to the race leaders, who are about to finish another lap. This is completion of lap 4, so 10 to go now. And the top 3 are trying to check out from everyone else. They are faster than anyone else on track. They are on the 123s, with Joey English in this lap being the fastest driver of the 3, 123, 189. And now the top 3 are again very much together. Let's go see the battle there for 5th place. Andrew Dalby is running wide there at Beckett's. He could be vulnerable there on the hanger straight. He could be vulnerable on the hanger straight. But and someone there caught, well, that's Jumbo, I believe. Yes, Jumbo caught one of the highly realistic gameplay from Cars 2. That number 4 now releases that piece of debris into possibly the grandstands, and look at that. That's well, Peter Adrian has lost time and a position as well. And look at this, look at the battle for the lead here between Darren Head and Diogo Silva. And Diogo is going to go on the inside there, or is he? No, he's not. End of lap 5, and it's pretty much all the same. Let's have a look at this battle. There's a Jumbo on Gonçalo Mota. Well, in fact, Jumbo is overtook Gonçalo Mota momentarily, and a bit of track limits problem there for Gonçalo, as he was completely off the track in that number 5. But here comes Jumbo again. This battle is not over, and behind them is Scott Davely, already thinking that Jorge Jesus is too close for company there, and Jorge trying to recover some ground here. He was the he led the most laps in race 1, ended up in 2nd place. But and here comes Peter Adrian now on the inside of Jorge, as we have big battles here. Big battles here, and I think that Gonçalo Mota and Jumbo is going to be quite interesting to see now at the hanger straight. And look at Andrew Dalby, he's really close to Simon Allen as well. This battle is his 4th to basically 10th, are almost on the same screen. Oh, and that's, two cars crashed there. And Peter Adrian is involved there. Peter Adrian is involved, and I believe it's George Zeus as well. Let's go chase camera there and see what happened. Let's be careful and pray that the rewinding is not going to crash the game. But this was a big incident. Ooh, and Peter Adrian was coming from a little bit behind there. And ooh, that was a little bit optimistic there by Peter. And Jorge Jesus ends up losing. Well, he's not going to lose almost any positions, but he did lose quite a lot of time. And Diogo Almeida now in 11th place. Kev Allen has had a problem. We've seen him run wide a number of times, and I wonder if one of those was a bit more structural. Look at now Joey English. He's coming back into this race. He's trying to put some pressure on Diogo Silva in 2nd place. But now the top 3 are absolutely on their own. Simon Allen is actually under pressure from Andrew Dalby. Andrew Dalby is now at this stage of the race, seems to have more pace than Simon Allen, and this battle for 4th place is definitely not over. Lap 7, we are almost at the midpoint of this race. And Andrew Dalby now in Beckett's, and now in the hanger straight could have an opportunity. Let's see. Oh, it's a bit tricky to run, but side by side there. Look at Scott Davely. Look at Scott Davely. Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at Scott Davely on the inside of Jumbo, and he could be also on the inside of Gonçalo Mota, almost through wide there into Stoke corner. Oh, and contact between the two drivers as well, very gentle contact, as Gonçalo Mota actually could still have the same position. Nicely done there by Scott Davey. He was almost making a mistake, but he did correct it in time. Look at, oh, now it's Jumbo running wide. Here comes Scott Davey. And Joey English is basically very close to, look at this, less than a second between the race leaders. Lap 8 now, and people will have to start making moves quite soon. Let's go back to these titanic battles here. Simon Allen has a bit of breathing space. Gonçalo Mota has no breathing space over Jumbo or over Scott. Oh no! Gonçalo Mota spins in Cop's corner. Gonçalo Mota spins, and he is, well, he will drop down the order quite substantially. He drops down. Oh, here he is now in front of Diogo Almeida. Disaster for Gonçalo Mota. And that puts basically Jumbo a bit more on his own, at least. Well, Scott Davey is right there. 7th is Scott Davey. And oh, look at this. This is absolutely brilliant stuff going on here. The top 3 are the same, but they are now separated by less than a second. It was less than half a second momentarily. Here comes now Diogo Silva, that number 31 on the outside of the Woodcote chicane. That's probably not going to work there. And Joey English is trying to see where is the best place to make his move. They are ending lap 8 now, start of lap 9. And look at this, nicely done there by Diogo Silva. Good exit from the last corner. And now he's on the outside of Cop's corner. It's a bit tricky to go there on the outside with this car. Oh, but he is now, look at that. He's done a little bit of a switcheroo, and now he is the leader of this race. And here comes Joey English now to 2nd place. Joey English comes to 2nd place. Darren Head is going to... Oh, these two are running very close to one another. Very close to one another. Diogo Silva, new leader of the race on lap 9. Joey English side by side with Darren Head. They run side by side through that corner, Chapel corner, and now through the Hanger Straight. But Joey English has the inside line into Stowe corner, but Darren Head is having none of it. And oh, yeah. Oh, contact! Contact, but no harm, no foul. And Darren Head actually maintains the position, 2nd place. And this is exactly what Diogo Silva would like to see, these two drivers battling and tangling with one another. Let's have a look at other battles just quickly, as well, Jorge Jesus has recovered one position from Peter Adrian, this time without incident. Peter is dropping down a little bit there, as Jumbo and Scott Davey are also very close to one another as they approach the chicane one more time. Now let's have a look at the race leader. Diogo Silva is being chased by Darren Head now, and Joey English still has a word to say in terms of the victory. But the top 3 are absolutely entertaining the crowd. As Darren Head almost hits the back of Diogo Silva there at Beckett. And now this is going to get interesting, because they go into this Hanger Straight for the 10th time. And is anyone going to make moves here? Diogo Silva already going in defensive mode. Darren Head is trying to see whether he goes left or right. He tries to go on the outside there, but didn't quite. Whoa! There's a crash there. There's a crash with Darren Head and Joey English. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What happened here between these two drivers? What on earth happened? Oh, and it was... Let's have a look at Joey's chase camera. This is lap 10. Now look at Darren Head. He's getting closer to Diogo Silva. He's thinking about the move. Diogo Silva goes defensive, trying to protect the inside. Darren momentarily goes to the outside, and Joey just sees the opportunity. Oh, it's too far behind. Well, he was too far behind. He's giving back the position, which is great to see. But now this has given the lead of the race. Well, Diogo Silva was already the leader of the race, but he's now 6 seconds ahead of everyone. As Look at Andrew Dalby now for 4th place. This is definitely not over, but is it over at the front is the question. 4 laps to go. Almost 7 seconds now the gap. With this incident between Darren Head and Joey English at Stowe Corner, with Joey giving the position back to Darren, but they both lost quite a substantial amount of time. Look at Scott Davely trying to go for 6th place, and he should be worried because George Jesus is coming. The question is, does he have enough time? At the back we can see that Kev Allen is up into 11th. Dale Taylor, not having a great race here, is in last place. And look at and look at this. Simon Allen was overtaken by Andrew Dalby, and they are now battling it out at Beckett's corner. Simon on the inside, but Andrew Dalby on the outside with more momentum and later braking has taken now 4th place. We'll see the gap at the front. And look at Darren Head and Joey English continue to battle together. But now they should be focusing on reducing that gap to race leader Diogo Silva. Now look at this. This is Simon Allen now again being overtaken by Andrew Dalby. This is a very nice battle indeed as well. For 4th place, Andrew Dalby, nicely done there at Stowe Corner. Look at Jumbo. Oh, Jumbo! He hit Scott Davey. He didn't mean to do it. But and Simon Allen also hit Andrew Dalby. Everyone is hitting one another in these late stages of the race. But look at Jumbo in side by side with Scott Davey. And I'll tell you who's loving this probably is Jorge Jesus, who is coming at them, running side by side here. Is probably not the greatest option. Scott Davey now on the inside there of Jumbo. They continue to battle. The gap at the front has reduced now. Diogo Silva doing 124s, and the other 2 drivers at the front there had and Joey English doing 123s. So 5.5 seconds, 3 laps to go. But Scott Davey definitely should be worried about George Jesus, because he can see that George is only a couple of seconds behind. Andrew Dalby is definitely ahead now of Simon Allen, and this battle does not seem to be over, but I don't see Simon necessarily going wheel to wheel. Well, I don't know what to say, because he's had a massively good exit out of Beckett's, and he's going to go wheel to wheel with Andrew Dalby now at Stowe Corner. Everything is happening in these last few laps. Look at the gap at the front. It's only 5.1 as Simon Allen tries to go on the inside, and Andrew Dalby protects the position. Here is Jumbo defending from Scott Davey, and there is George Jesus in 8th place, and Peter Adrian is in 9th, and he is not that far behind either. Gap at the front is 5.3 seconds. Let's look at the lap times now. At the end of lap 12, this is race leader Diogo Silva, could be going for his first victory of the season in the Formula 1 combo, the classic Formula 1 combo. He does a 124.1, is not a great lap. He lost another half a second to Darren Head and to Joey English. Now for this Andrew Dalby, look at Simon Allen running wide there. And look at this battle now. Jumbo, Scott Davey and George Jesus are in the same screen with a couple of laps to go. Behind these drivers it's Peter Adrian, then it's Gonçalo Mota, who has opened a bit of a gap over Diogo Almeida. But look at that, Scott Davey definitely is feeling the pain of having George Jesus. Look at Simon Allen, almost lost it there. Simon Allen almost lost it. The gap at the front is now, well, it's under 5 seconds, but only a couple of laps to go now. Diogo Silva is trying to manage that gap and making sure that he's making no mistake. Look at now Scott Davey. He's definitely anxious to try to make a move on Jumbo. And only a couple of laps left here, so drivers are getting a little bit anxious. Look at George Jesus now. He's going for it. He's going for it. George Jesus is going for it in club corner on the inside of Scott Davey, and he's done it. He's done it. He's up into 8th place, but now Scott is coming back at him. Look at now. George Jesus is trying to get some drafting from Jumbo as well. He does take the position, but loses momentum there at Abbey. And here comes now Simon Allen again. Simon Allen is on the outside of Andrew Dalby. We'll need to figure out what happened here, as Simon was behind, but came with a lot more momentum. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant he was on the inside of club corner. And great battle here also for fourth place. He goes side by side there with Andrew Dalby, and they run side by side through Abbey No, but Andrew just loses momentum on the exit, and Simon Owen, job done there, and goes back into fourth place. Meanwhile, there is the battle. Oh, and Scott Devlin does get overtaken by George Jesus. George up into seventh place. Oh, George Jesus is off. George Jesus is off. Did he have any help? I don't think so. What on earth happened to George Jesus? And again another error.